try to stay as close as possible to each other. Paul Henderson saying that there's a huge difference in time when you're 6 inches apart than when you're 2 inches apart. And when we see the Australians later today, you'll see them at their most efficient in this event.
Riders looking very smooth. We note the rider on the front goes about halfway through the banking before he swings up. That's what the teams have picked here as the best transition in order to go up and down the banking as quickly as possible and file right in on the back. The front rider doing all the workload, breaking the wind for the other 3 riders. The riders in the rear of the pack are able to recuperate from their effort on the front.
Coach Eric Van den Eyne yelling out the time splits for the team. They're into the 2nd kilometer of the 4,000-meter team pursuit. Brian Walton leading this team through their goal of 4:27, which would be an Olympic qualifying time. But this team has only been riding together for 2 weeks. Contrast that with the world record holders from Australia, who worked together almost daily for the last 2 years. We'll be back with more of Canada's qualifying attempt here in the men's 4,000 team pursuit. Men's 4,000-meter team pursuit as they attempt to go after a 4:27 qualifying time. This event for Canadian cycling not a real priority, but don't tell that to these 4 guys who have made it a priority the last couple of weeks.
And they're right on schedule, what they wanted. They're right on the 4:27 schedule, but that's actually dropped off the pace from the last kilometer. They were at a 4:25 schedule here.
Canadian record set 7 years ago, 4:24.4, the world record from that Australian team at the 93 World Championships. A stunning 4:03.840.
Eric Van den Eyne yelling at them. They're still on schedule for the 4:27 pace for 4,000 meters. There's a little split. The front rider is taking it out very hard here. That's going to make it difficult on the other 3.
Brian Walton trying to push this team of 4 on.
Brian's had to wait, and he's splitting it again. He's very strong and fast. The second rider's peeled off now. A little intelligent move on his part because he knew he would be no good if he went to the front. He'd only slow them down.
Coming around to the conclusion of the 11th lap for Canada. And now they're going to get the bell lap, looking for 4:27 and a place in the semifinals.
Last lap, they are on schedule for 4:05. Only first three riders are needed to qualify, but there's a big split here.
Well, it's now going to be 3 men, and it's the front tire of that 3rd racer that will record the time as they come down the stretch here. And a time of 4:27.594, and I think they'll be delighted with that. Canada will move on to the semifinals in the 4,000 team pursuit, and you see some emotion from this team. They're happy. Good start.
Excellent start. That's what they were looking for, was 4:27. They were only put together as a unit 3 weeks ago. Eric Van den Eyne was telling me he's not really too concerned how well they do as long as they do their best.
Well, Brian Walton, the veteran, has been a big addition to this Canadian track team. He leads them on to a very respectable time in qualifying.
And Brian Walton.